Daddy has lost his horn.
Thomas, press the horn. Press it.
I am.
Okay, keep it pressed. Keep it pressed. And again. So it looks like the horn only works if you hit it. So I think we need to sort Daddy's horn out. So the first thing I've done is check the wiring. And what I found at the end was the wiring was all black. So I've stripped the wiring back until we've got nice shiny wire. And then I've renewed the ends of the wire about 6 inches. So now all the terminals are okay. And I've cleaned these terminals. But still it doesn't work unless I hit it. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these rivets around the side. I've already tried it and it turns out if you've got a sharp pair of cutters you can actually cut them off. They are aluminium. Otherwise, just take a drill and drill them out from this side. Once you've cut the underside or drilled the rivets from the other side, you should then be able to drift the rivets out. Now all the rivets are out, I need to separate it. So I'm just going to use a hammer and tap around the edges. You should then find it will separate. Mine's come apart quite easily, but you can see all the rust. And also inside here there's quite a lot of debris. I believe the problem will be this contact here, but I'll have a look and see if I can work it out. Okay, so I've managed to undo this screw, but to get this arm off and get to the contact below, looks like I'm going to have to break open this. So I'm now going to pick out the resin that's in there and try again. So now I've managed to get the resin, or whatever that was, out. I can now get access to the head of the screw and unscrew it. So now I've managed to get the points, or whatever this is called, off. I can't separate the two parts which make the contact, but I can twist them around and open them up. That's one contact there, and the other contact's there. So I'm just going to give them a clean with every paper. So I've cleaned the contacts on the points, and before I put it back together I'm just going to make sure that this ring here is clean and there's no corrosion, and where it mates underneath here, that's also clean. You can also see this white insulator here. It's important that that's not damaged, because that's going to fit in there and insulate the whole thing. So that terminal will only mate to this bottom bit, not the top bit, because that goes to the other terminal. I'm just cleaning up these parts and trying to get rid of the rust. And what I've got here is a bowl with water in, and it's got a chemical which dissolves the rust. It actually works very well. You can see it fizzing away there. The chemical, if you can see it, is Deox-C from BILT HAMBER. BILT HAMBER. I'll put the address in the on the page. But you leave it. This is boiling hot water. You leave it in there for about half an hour. Give it another wire brush, get it loose, and then bung it until it's got rid of all the rust. So these bits have been in the rust dissolving treatment for about half an hour. And every so often, just take them out, and where you've got light browning here, just take it out, put it in a bowl of water, just give it a scratch with something like a nylon brush just to remove the loose, and it helps the solution last longer and work quicker. If there are any stubborn bits left, like these bits here and there, then it's worth just getting them with a wire brush and a drill, and again that will just speed things up. So this outside cover shows the rust removal quite well. You can see it's a bit brown here, but if we put it in the water and give it a brush, it all comes off very easily now. So I've cleaned these two bits up using the rust removing chemical and also using a wire brush. They've come up really nice. You have to be slightly careful with the rust removing chemical because it can actually be too efficient, and I don't know if you're going to see this. Yeah, I think you can see it here. We've actually got pits which go through the metal itself. It's only in a few areas and it's right by the edge, so I don't think that'll matter. It looks to only be that corner there. So the next thing is for me to spray these bits and then hopefully put it all back together. So I've finished cleaning up these two items and I've painted them both. Obviously that one's gloss black and this one I've used a silver paint which I had. It's for wheels. So before I assemble it, and I've made a new gasket as well, I thought I'd just explain how it works, and I've googled the part names so I don't look so daft. So when you press the horn you energise this coil, and that will cause the armature, which is this item, to be pulled towards the effectively electromagnet. When that pulls towards it, one of these sections here, it's this section here, and causes the points, which is in between these two bits, to open, and that will de-energise the magnet, and that will cause the armature to pull away. The armature is connected to the diaphragm plate, and that will cause that to vibrate and make the noise. So I'm now going to assemble it all. Obviously when you assemble it you've got to make sure that bit there hits that bit there, otherwise it's just not going to work. So I'll get it assembled and hopefully we'll do some testing. Okay, so I've all rebuilt the horn, new Allen head bolts and M4 lock nuts, and I've put some wires in, and yes, it now works. Right, so the horn's mounted back on the camper, and just to prove it works, I now have my horn back.